Howdy folks, welcome to Meandering Across America, where you'll see our meanderings, ramblings, and rumblings across the U.S. In today's Route 66 Spotlight, we feature the El Rancho Hotel Motel. The El Rancho Hotel is located directly on Route 66 in Gallup, New Mexico. It was built in the 1936-1937 time frame by a gentleman called Griff Griffith, and his brother D.W. Griffith was a film director. So some of the very first movies you might have seen were probably shot around this area in New Mexico, and this is where the cast stayed and the crew stayed and all those types of folks stay. So that's a pretty cool thing about this hotel. Though during the 30s, 40s, and 50s, a lot of the cast and crew did stay here, it's really known for the stars that stayed here. There's all sorts of pictures upstairs and memorabilia around the joint that tells you, hey, this place has a history. You see such things from Clark Gable and John Wayne and Mae West and Jimmy Stewart and a multitude of other stars that you would know if I mentioned their name. But sadly enough, as with so many places on Route 66, I-40 eventually came through in the 60s and 70s, and this little area was basically skipped over. And because of that, places such as this were, really went down, and it went into disrepair for quite some time. In the 1980s, the place went up for bankruptcy auction, and thankfully the Ortega family purchased this, a family that's known out west for their Native American types of stores and their concessions. They got it, they restored it, and it is still open to this day. The El Rancho is really located on a fairly busy stretch of Route 66 in Gallup. When you drive up to it, it kind of reminds me of an old plantation meets the Southwest, so it's kind of a cool old look. There's signs outside that, tell you it's the El Rancho Hotel, but there's also some signs up, and the way it looks reminds me of the places that I saw as a kid around Nashville that said where the stars stayed, when in reality you knew the stars hadn't stayed there at any time in the past 50, 60, 70 years. Well, this place really does keep its character, I believe, from when it existed in the 30s and 40s. As you walk through the doors, you realize these are good, solid wood doors when you go through there, versus think about every other hotel you go to now. You go up through glass, you can see in it. Well, in this one, once you're in the lobby, you really don't see the outside in the very same way, so that's kind of cool. You see woods and you see stone, you see a nice seating area, a double staircase going up the steps there. Also, an open fireplace is pretty cool to see. All in all, when you look around, you feel like you're really going back in time. Something that you really can't see all the time. So like so much of Route 66, just remember to meander, to walk around, to look at things. Look at the animal heads on the wall. Look at the historical things that are on the wall about the hotel and its history, its national markers that it has along the way. If you need a bite to eat, you can go to the restaurant. If you want to go and spend a little bit of time and a little bit of money, there's a very nice gift shop. One of the nicest gift shops, I believe, that I have seen on Route 66. So overall, definitely a place you want to stop when you're on Route 66. How much time should you pencil in? Well, that's always a good question about any spot. On this one, I would say pencil in at least 20 minutes, but if you're a shopper and you want to look at a lot of those things, a little bit more time. If you want to eat lunch there, a little bit more time. But probably one of the big things, if you actually want to stay on Route 66, you can actually still stay at this hotel, spend the night, and experience it in that way. And I think that probably would be very cool. In a moment, I'm going to put the links directly below here related to the extended video that we did from Gallup, New Mexico to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where this stop was one of the stops contained therein. So thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, happy meandering.